G'day everyone, welcome to the stream. Tonight the stream has been upgraded, I'll say that very loosely a little bit, which we have the chat on the screen now, which with the multi-stream chat I was hoping to be able to let everyone see the chat from all the different sources, which I think it is working, and I've basically just put a skin on everything. Yeah, that's working. G'day Chris, how's it going? Chris liked the stream. Thank you Chris, I appreciate the like. Everything's so far so good. Excellent. Excellent. So so I've just been testing stuff in the background. Yesterday we multi-streamed on Facebook and on YouTube. Tonight we are trying out Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and we'll see how that goes as the night goes on. I got in a little bit of trouble from Facebook with copyright claim, or 6 or 7 copyright claims. So I haven't been able to find music that satisfies YouTube yet. Facebook yet. So the video will be deleted. Last night's stream was deleted as well. It'll be deleted again after it's live. So if there's some audio cut-ins and cut-outs, it's mainly because Facebook doesn't like some of the audio that I'm using. But YouTube doesn't mind it, so that's fine. So we're just learning as we go, so we'll figure it out as we go along. I just need to start off. I did mean to prep some tungstens, but I totally got caught up. I got caught up trying to figure the stream stuff out. So I'll just sharpen up a couple of tungstens to get us started for the night, and then we'll dive into some welding. We got a catch can, or we got some catch cans and some air boxes. I was sort of going to alternate between each one. But you guys feel free to let me know if you'd rather see an air box, which is one of these guys. So just a nice flat panelled thing. Bit of a tricky weld with, where are you guys over here? Bit of a tricky weld with this thin section through here. Or we've got some R33 catch cans that need to be completely welded, but probably going to do one of each at least tonight. But for now, I'll bring you guys over here, and I'm just going to sharpen these tungstens. I will swap over to a screen for the audio, but these are 2% lanthanated. I have this Azito drill bit grinder. So this is just a diamond wheel, just your $50 from Bunnings drill bit grinder. I have designed, if that will focus, so I've designed and made this little tungsten grinder attachment, which you can just slip a collet in, and that holds the tungsten at the appropriate angle on the wheel. A few different angles to choose from. I really only use the 2, so one here to flatten him off, and the other one to get a like a 30-degree point on it. And then I just have this little holder on the side here. Again, it just clips off, that I've made, which is just a little container for the used tungstens, and then I've got individual slots for the sharpened ones. Keeps it all nice and simple and on the bench and nice and easy to use. But I'll just flick you over to a welding screen, and that'll just help out with the audio. It actually won't let you see those, so I might be better just to dip the audio down here. Okay. Might need a like a tungsten grinding or just a noisy screen. Because I often don't know where to put you guys when I'm making noise. So I've just sharpened up 4. Hopefully that's enough for tonight. Appreciate it, Chris. I'm really only checking out the, I think YouTube is what I'm checking audio on tonight, but I did scroll through while we were in the startup screen just to make sure that everything was working. I like that I can see all the chat from all the different streams. That's pretty amazing. All right, so let's start with an airbox. It'll be nice and quick, and we'll get to get all set up with an airbox. So first things first, I am just going to change the cup on my torch. It's super filthy. The gas lens, the screen on it looks pretty good, so I won't upgrade him just now. But we'll just let him sit there, and I'll grab one of these boys. So using a number 5 gas lens, and I have, will you get to see that there? I have just laser engraved my logo into them. So it's just a standard ceramic, nothing fancy, but yeah, just pop my logo in them. So we're using 2% serrated tungsten. Obviously we've just ground them to a point. They're 2.4 mil. I'm going to bowl this guy off. If I can get comfortable on my stool. Just have a brass block that I use to bowl with. We'll jump in here and we'll just find the bowling setting, which for me is profile number 10. It's basically just a standard welding profile with the AC balance turned all the way. And I'll pop you in a welding screen. And these 2% serrated tungstens bowl super fast. They're super clean. I'm actually really happy with them. I'll keep saying it, but I made the switch from 2% lanthanated, and I couldn't be happier with them. So we're going to weld this thing on profile number 1 for me. So this is a Kempe 235 master TIG machine. It's a water cooled, just a CK20 torch. So this guy here is auto, so pre-flow, post-flow, both on auto. No pulse on this setting. We're using square wave, 130 hertz, negative 33 on the AC balance. And the only other setting that really matters is 120 max current. We're using a foot pedal as well. We'll just pull the volume down on that microphone a little bit there. And that's really it for the settings. So we'll just back out there so you got something a bit more valuable to look at. So this guy here, let's figure out where we're at. So I'm going to start with this seam at the top here. This is probably the worst one to do, but the best to do while the product is still cold. Because of this thin mill. So this is just 2 mil 5005 aluminium. But yeah, we'll cruise down this guy. We'll just get some blocks to prop him up. And I'll just pop this guy up here just to act as a bit of a chill block on the back there. Been super rough with this prop lately. And that should be good. We'll just grab this guy and stop this table from rotating. And we're going to go down in this direction. So I'm just going to get a bit of a better tack where the fold is here, and then we'll cruise down there and get this weld done using a 1.6 mil 5356 filler. And we do need to check the gas flow at the torch tonight before we get started. And we're 7 litres a minute at the torch. According to this gauge, it doesn't really mean shit, but I measure it to this gauge every single time, and that's what I reference. With all 3 streams open, Twitch is in front. Yeah, I think most programs favour Twitch as their main thing. My only question is, having this chat box on the main screen, is that actually readable for you? I have to view the stream in such a small window, but I don't know if I can change the font, but I think the font, for me at least, the font looks a bit crappy. But I don't know if maybe changing its color might help. But yeah, curious on having the chat on the screen, if that's feedback on that anyway, if anyone wants to give some. Just gonna jump in and just check those camera settings. It looks a bit bright on the welding camera. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, hopefully that looks a little bit better for everybody. All right, now we're actually going to weld. Okay. So off to a great start, I think. Apart from the focus situation, when that camera decides to focus, let's see if we can help him out. Definitely you can see where that big tack was there. I probably should have pointed it out before I started, but still got a really good, it looked very similar to this one we can see down here, just a really big tack. When I tack welded this thing today, I was on a pulse setting and I tacked the whole thing with pulse, and always get much larger tacks with the pulse. I should have taken the time to change it, but sometimes getting the job done is sometimes I'm just lazy is really what I'm trying to say. So we'll just prop all this up. I might lay him down in case he gets the wobbles. 49-inch monitor, it probably gives you enough space to see the chat. I imagine if you're watching on your phone, you probably can't see that chat box. I was in two minds whether to have that chat box. I don't know if I can actually turn that off here. It's not that, it's this one. Whether to have it like just loose on the screen like this. I don't know if you get those marks, but yeah, I sort of thought of whether to put a border around it, just have it free balling in the air, or to have this window. Yeah, not sure. Just trying it out for tonight. Really, that's where we're at. It's all just a big old learning curve. So. So next up, we've got this little section through here. We'll do it in bites, so it's all straight and flat and nice. Okay, and yeah, the camera, it looks like the welding helmet camera froze there. And somewhere in that I lost the clip. I bet it's in my hood. Try and find it somewhere. No. There it is. Still struggling to commit permanently mounting this camera in the helmet. That is live, yes. So I still have cables and stuff pinned in with blue tack. I have the camera itself held in with blue tack and masking tape right now. But I think when I use the camera that looks at the table and the welding helmet camera at the same time, ultimately one locks up. Currently, I'm not entirely sure why. It's definitely a computer problem. We should be able to get this. Everything looks sharp. On your phone, the chat window is clear and readable. It's probably just my monitor then. It's actually, yeah, I should have a look on my phone. I'll obviously check it all out after the stream has been live, but I guess the preview that I see is really just a preview for lining up camera angles and whatnot. I don't think it's you know, what gets broadcast. I think I am actually scaling up when I broadcast as well. But that's cool. That's cool. Thank you. So we'll stick to the welding screen that shows the welder. Hopefully it'll stop the camera from freezing. And just towards the end of that, started getting a little bit too much heat in there. Still a really nice weld, but you can definitely see it's not as shiny as the ones up here. But yeah, got a lot of heat in that thin little bit of part there. I definitely should have plopped a chill block on top there, but we'll get them next time. We'll get this base done and we can sit a big old chill block on that. I'm pretty sure, maybe not, no. Just as a big, there we go, that'll do it, maybe. I hear myself back and how often I don't finish a whole sentence. I apologize for that, but I can promise you it's not going to change. All right, and we're away again. looks like everything is still running smoothly. We've got some really nice welds rolling around the bottom here. And we'll just finish off this bottom one, and then we've got the fun one that goes up the side of him. Alright, where are you guys? You're here somewhere. That's turned out really great along there. No issues at all. This one across the back, it's got the most meat in it. See if we can prop him up and get him to stand up nicely. And we'll maybe get a chill block across the back there. We can balance it at least where this hole is in it. That should be fine. All right, let's go. Okay, tried to even out over that massive tack so we didn't get that lump like we did before, which you can definitely see here where I slowed down and I wiggled around a little bit. But when you look down the weld there, it looks bloody perfect. So you can definitely see it from certain angles, but really it doesn't impact the weld at all. Once this thing's powder coated, you will never know. That come up great. This is a good product. It really lets me check the penetration. So these settings that I've been running, when we're looking at welding a catch can, we rarely, or if at all, get to see inside the thing. But that weld that we just did across the back there, the penetration is really good. It is a bit excessive, but I do have a slower travel speed generally. But yeah, really good. Would have no issues with that. This is just a heat shield or an air box. It's not structural by any means, but at least we know we've got a nice good weld on it there. So inside versus the outside. And that, yeah, that come up really good. I'm really happy with those welds. Fantastic. All right, let's jump into a catch can. I really like those air boxes. They're like such a good warm-up to get your eye in at the start of a welding session. It's always good to just have one on the bench. It's like a productive practice piece. So this guy here, R33 catch can. These are always in high demand. So the last batch that it feels like we just made a batch, and they are all sold already. These guys are very, very popular. So we're doing 3 in this run. Basically, I'm just at a point right now where I'm low on stock on literally all of my products, so I can't spend time making a big batch. I really just have to make a few of each and get product into customers' hands and out the door. And then once I've caught back up again, I'll be able to go ahead and make shelf stock. But for right now, batches of 3, which is what I cut them in. So I cut them on the CNC router here in batches of 3. So we're making them in batches of 3. So we're going to weld this seam at the bottom here in a pulse setting. So we'll jump into the machine. We'll save the changes, even though we didn't change anything. Jump down to profile number 3, which is my pulse setting that I like to use. Auto on, can I get a bit of brightness on this camera? Just pop over to that. That looks a little bit better. Come back in again. So yeah, so auto on the pre-flow, post-flow. We're on the foot pedal. We're on a pulse setting, so we're on 0.9 seconds, so 1.1 hertz on the pulse frequency. We're on 45% on time, and the other parameters are the same, so square wave, 130 hertz, negative 33 on the AC balance, and on this guy we're at 110 and 35 max and min on the foot pedal. And how are we looking? Well, I think we'll get away with the 1.6 mil filler on this one. Just pop a bit of that up here. right, that was bloody beautiful. So I had to double pulse for the first few, and it's mainly just to get a bit of heat in there. This was the first weld on the part. This weld you can see down here I did earlier today when I was tacking the thing together. Really happy with that. Daniel's here. G'day Daniel, thanks for stopping by again, really appreciate it. And next up, filter baskets going in. Again, I use the pulse setting to get this guy done. So really what I'm looking for is to make sure that there's enough tacks around it so those really thin panels don't warp. And I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll get in and we'll button up the corners and then work our way around it. Cruised around there without any problems at all. Looks really good. Really happy with this this setup going around there now. It's something I struggled with for ages, and I think we're finally getting there. I do think that I could increase the pulse a little bit and get through there a little bit quicker. Not too much warping, just that one little spot there. Did some research on the Kempe machine. It's awesome. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I like to tell people that it's a really good power source. I wish I had a couple more features, but it doesn't, and it's fine. But yeah, it's you know, it does have a really crisp, reliable power source. I just don't know if it's worth the money, is really it. Okay, so we're going to travel up this curved side, and I am just going to grab my curved prop. Used to always weld them with the curved prop, and I've been really lazy trying to find a way to do it straight. And I mean, it's not a big deal to swap out the props, but my main gripe with the Kempe machine, or the couple of gripes that I've had, is the first problem that I really encountered with it was the earthing. I had a really hard time getting a decent earth on the machine, and some other people did as well that bought theirs around the same time as me. Ended up, to solve that, I had to cut the earth lead really short, and I often have to clamp it to the table. It really just, there's something about it. And then there's an issue with the foot pedal as well, which is really minor, I guess, but they've used a brass pin going through a stainless steel receiver, and it's chewing itself away. But yeah, the issue with the machine is the pulse setting. I wish that I could turn the pulse like right up to 20,000 hertz. But that's just like my old machine I could, this machine I can't. But at the end of the day, it does do a really good job. Yeah, the Flex Lock FL. Yeah, so the FL is the Flex Lock, and it's still, what do they call it? Super Flex as well. So you get the flexible cable and the rotating head. I've been looking at those as well. I know what you mean. I guess I was just getting caught up thinking that you were running a much bigger torch than you needed for your machine. But FL230 is freaking awesome. Yeah, I've been thinking about that with switching out, like when I weld the fittings on these tanks, getting like a really long cup or a number 4 to get in around the fittings when they're close together. I think having the Flex Lock torch would be a real time saver. Yeah, they're on the list. I've been looking at there's a, I guess it's probably a Chinese version, but it's a red torch. Obviously, everything for this business is red and black. And it would be super cool to get a red one, but I don't know if it'd be worth getting a Chinese red one. Before we weld though, we're going to go back to the straight current setting. While we're in the settings, I'll show you what I mean with the pulse frequency. So I used to run, and I can, if you have a look on my YouTube channel, there is a video. It's called like my weird AC settings or aluminium settings or something, where I would run like a 90% on time or something crazy, and then a really high cycle rate. So here we can only go up to 20 hertz, which if we could go another 1,000 or more, this machine would definitely have everything that I need. But even at 20 hertz, it's epileptic. It's just not a nice pulse setting. You can certainly get it on the if you're welding ferrous metals, you can double pulse and get all those crazy settings in there, but on AC, it's pretty limited in its features there, and I'm sure there's a reason. I have asked Kempe if it's possible to get a firmware update to be able to change that, but so far the answer has been no. Yeah, anywhere where you have to weld back on yourself, it makes a world of difference. Yeah, 200 hertz would be ideal. I really like that weird pulse setting at a high frequency. It has a really stable arc, but it's keeping the puddle cool. and suits my sort of slower speed of welding, my slower style. All right, not too bad. I did run out of filler around here and had to swap out sticks, but I managed to get to the seam there, so it's virtually unnoticeable. But happy with that, definitely happy with that. Whoa, okay, yeah, your welder goes up to 200 hertz. I think 200 hertz is much better. I don't know if I answered that already or if I just saw that before I started welding again. Yeah, straight current. I think pulsing sucks when it's slow, or if you have to stick with the 1 second pulse, or whatever's comfortable. But if you can get beyond that, where it is pulsing so fast that it's like straight current, I think that's when you can really tune the machine in to you know, to be able to suit welding styles, and I think you can definitely keep a lot of heat out of the part. It's a great thing. The Fronius has 2000 hertz, yes, and it'll go to 10,000 hertz with a Pro Pack. Yeah, I fucking hate the software lock shit, but 2000 hertz be heaps better than 20 for sure. Yeah, I mean, you can dial it down. Obviously, you still get a bit of sound out of it, but you can pull it down by running like 80 hertz on the frequency. But yes, yeah, it's all part of it. It's all part of the you know, on the job you're doing. The cost of the Fronius, yeah. I agree. I think similar to what I was saying last night. Like if you're making money off the machine and it's working for you, or making you a return, you know, the cost sort of just disappears in the scheme of a business. Yeah, a lot of these YouTube people and Instagram people are getting really good deals, if not free machines or equipment. They make it look really easy as well. Yeah, the tax write-off, Chris, is exactly it. Especially this time of year, like if you can get your payment in today, you're laughing for the end of the year. But no matter what, you know, like spending money on the business is never a bad thing. It's just whether the business can absorb the cost or make the money back in as part of the business plan. It's always a tough decision, especially I think, like I was saying last night, like the cost of an expensive machine is only good value if the machine has a long service life, I believe. Or at least for my business, you know, I'm still a massive bootstrapper at heart, and somebody a couple of weeks ago said I'm a genius that's motivated by saving money, and I take that as a great compliment. But yeah, even buying this Kempe machine, I honestly don't think it was worth the cost of the machine. I think I would have been just as happy. I actually would have been just as happy fixing my old machine, but I actually got caught up in the emotion of the status. As my business was elevating, I thought my equipment should elevate, in air quotes, as well. It's a really tough thing, and it's a really personal thing, I think. But yeah, I think I would definitely go the SWS or a cheaper machine route, and maybe buy a couple of them. Mainly now, compared to when I bought this machine, I'm thinking from a content perspective more than a longevity of the machine. But long story long, I'm glad I got the machine. I'm using 5356. This is a 1.6 mil. I don't know what it is in Freedom units. I'm sorry, but 1.6 mil, 5356. 4043. I'm not a massive fan of. I really just, it depends on the work, but this is 5005 aluminium sheet. Both of them work great. 4043 gets me shinier welds, but I don't really have a problem with that. Running a gas lens, when I run a number 4, straight number 4 cup with a standard collet body, I have issues with shiny welds, but 4043 is good. I use it. Sometimes I use it on fittings, and I often will use it on things that I'm doing a one-off for people. If I know that it's not going to be, God, the word escapes me. Anodized is what I'm looking for. If I know it's not going to be anodized, and I'm just doing a one-off, one time, never getting another run, 4043 is good. To get a nice weld really easy. Payment through yesterday, absolutely perfect. How quick is this year gone? I can't believe it's the end of the financial year already. I haven't even got over the last financial year yet, as far as going from the old shop to the new shop and all the moving in between. I can't believe that it's the end of the financial year, like tomorrow. Yeah, Fronius welder is going strong, 15 years. Yeah, and a lot of these guys using them day in, day out as well. I totally understand. But then, like, a mate of mine had a miller machine and the circuit board went in it, and it was like a $5,000 repair. you know, like shit happens, but when shit happens on a cheap machine, it doesn't hurt as bad as an expensive machine, especially if this machine went, for example, and I had to wait for parts, you know, I would just have to go out and buy a cheap machine anyway, because I just can't afford to not have it. So, but yeah, we'll find out. Hopefully 15 years from now, my story will be 100% flipped, and I will praise this machine to the ends of the earth. 8 years is what I need to get out of it to compete. I think dollar for work compared to my my old machine, my Token Tools machine. Yeah, SWS, but the machines are so cheap that they're almost not worth fixing, which is a shitty avenue to approach that kind of purchase. But yeah, Unimig, definitely the Razor. I mean, I get so many questions about people asking for advice on the Razor that I just can't answer for people. Not definitively, at least. I try my best to walk them through, but yeah, I don't know. I think in the next year or so, I'll experiment with cheap machines. I am actually thinking about or inquiring about opening up and doing welding lessons for people, and as part of that, I'm offering people to bring their own machines into the shop here, and I'll teach them to weld on their own machines. Not that I want to create content with other people while they're learning how to weld AC, but it'll give me some experience with those machines, some real world experience to be able to help the questions that I get. 3-year warranty, yeah, and that machine is, I mean, I don't know the going rate in your neck of the woods, but that seemed like a really good value for money machine. You were having problems with high frequency on AC, and they sent you a new machine, no questions asked. God, that's awesome. That's awesome. With this Kempy machine, every issue I've had, I've been met with excuse or the reason why it's my fault. And I've had to solve the problem myself. Very different customer service there, very different. serviced around there with no problems. Looks like everything kept working, which is amazing. I really like welding this end. It's just those really nice, easy, straight welds, and the height is super comfortable. I really enjoy that. All right, so we're going to get into the top of this thing. We're absolutely going to run a chill block on him. And I will try swapping back over to the curved prop. If I can get it to sit at the right height. Give that a go. And we'll zoom this guy out. And we'll buzz around here. And I do have a little bit of an open spot there just before that tack, which I'll just give us a better chance at plugging him up. And make sure we get a brand new piece of filler so we're not stopping halfway through. I started that bead nice and wide. I wasn't going to make the same mistake as last night, where I went too narrow and then had issues. I also super mindful to make sure that my finger was on top of the prop there, whereas I've had this tendency to lock in, and it's really made it difficult. I haven't actually eyeballed this weld yet, but it looks like I did a very acceptable job on that. So I did camp out a little bit too long just next to that hole down there, but very, very nice. Really happy with that. Really happy with that. And we can get rid of this curved prop now. Go back to straight prop. We definitely need to 3D print some more of these prop holders. This guy is so abused, and it was a pretty crappy print to start with. This red color that I used, it's like a transparent red, and it was dreadful to print in ABS. Looks like that camera locked up. I don't know how early it locked up, but it will come good. I'm curious if it keeps the settings when it comes back. I'm pretty sure it locked up last night and came back okay. I feel like I've changed so much on the back end of the stream. I go through phases of trusting it and then not trusting it. But I think I'm pretty happy with the chat bot, the chat window situation going on. I think I will ultimately have a look and see if we can fix that font. I'm not a massive fan of the white and blue, but I don't know if I can actually change it. And I'm not actually sure. Yes, I turned down the chatbot chiming in, but I don't think, I'm not 100% sure actually. I don't know how it goes. I know it doesn't chat on Facebook, and I'm not sure if Facebook comments excite it or not. But it's all good. It's doing everything that I want to see it doing, and I'm happy with that. I don't know if we looked at that weld even. I cruised along there really nicely. I'm in a really good welding mood tonight, so No distortion above those holes there. It's just really nice. Just paying a lot of attention as I'm going. I'm really happy. I'll pop that chill block back on. It's still a good temperature to keep going. Everything looks like it's still, oh god, I keep losing that clip in the back there. Really nice weld down there. I was skeptical just in that little section between where the baffle ends, the internal baffle, and that hole is there. I felt like I got a bit too much heat in it, but it looks really good. There is a very, very slight dip in it, but really nice weld there. I heard that clip roll around somewhere. God knows where it's gone. I think we'll just retire it for a bulldog clip. Oh, it's way at the back there. There's no way I'm getting that gracefully. We'll just clip that in there. Hopefully it doesn't get hung up on anything. Wait, I guess. At least you get to watch somebody weld while you're waiting for gas to come in. Yeah, some art pieces. Find me on Instagram, or I'll find you on. I don't think I can follow you on Facebook. If you're on Instagram, Daniel, I would love to see some welding. I don't think I can follow back on Facebook because it's a business page. But yeah, what kind of art pieces do you do? I just need to jump in and maybe squish down this profile. No, I didn't get it in the right spot. All right, that's a little bit better. The text was overhanging at the start. I have to take a bit more care and line it up better, but it, it was irritating me. It still needs to go to the left a little bit, but it's a bit more involved. Okay, we're on the home stretch now. There's definitely nothing worse than waiting for gas as well. I feel like in the last 3 weeks I've had my deliveries delayed twice. Okay, let's get this weld done. I'm just going to come up here where the hole is and just fusion weld until it joins nicely. If I can stop throwing filler rods around the shop. And then I'll go back and start and weld that all the way down. That was another really nice looking weld. It's got great consistency tonight. Really, really happy with that. absolutely brilliant. That whole catch can welded really nicely. Had quite a large gap to fill there too, but managed to fill that without any issues at all. I wish I have a custom catch can that I need to weld for someone that's actually going to be shipped to them in raw finish. I'm 2 panels short of having it ready to weld, but I wish, like, when I'm in a mood like this is definitely when I want to be welding raw finish. But there's absolutely nothing better than being in the mood for welding and then welding. Looking good. Thank you, Chris. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Absolutely fantastic there. Bloody fantastic. I'll definitely, after the stream, have to take some photos of this one for Instagram. Really good. We're an hour and 30 in. I'm not sure how the restart, I don't know if this program actually does a restart. I'm not sure how the stream is going out there in the ether, but I hope it's going well. I do just want to weld this airbox before I sign off tonight. I do need it done for my day tomorrow, so get it done regardless of how long I've been streaming for. Might have another, this has got a pretty crappy tack on it there, but I might try welding it across the top here instead of laying it down, and I'm fairly sure that we can just pop a heat sink on it up here. I might just weigh the bottom down there and give this a try. It'll let me weld it all in one direction, so there won't be a stop-start right at the top here. We're just experimenting. This shield block's going to be annoying to get around, but I'm just going to re-tack this really bad tack in the back here, and then we'll see how this goes. Cycle through those cameras. I'm not sure when it froze, but it did, but it will come back. And not too bad, a little bit too much heat in the end here, and I think I definitely could have just come in and fusion weld that last sort of 1/4 of an inch there. If I just fusion welded that, I think I would have had to have backed off so much, but came out really good. That was nice and comfortable and quick. Doing it the other way when we did the one at the start of the night, I had to reset it 3 times, but yeah, that was much better. And the really, I guess the really prone to heat part, doing that first instead of last. Yeah, definitely. I have done it this way before, but I always forget. Yeah, I always forget and try and go the way that I can put the most sort of chill block on it. That camera froze right at the start. Should be good now. Looking really good around there as well. Not too bad at all. And we'll buzz this seam. I don't think there's a trick I'm missing with this. I think propping this up at both ends and just putting a chill block over the hole. And we'll try and get a piece of filler that's long enough that this here should do the job. Okay, where are you guys? Over here. Somewhere here, might have been down here actually. I wonder if we can see it from the other side. Yeah, so right, where are we? 2 inches in. So about here, I had a bit of a blowout that I had to chase for a little while, and you can see, where is it? You can see it on the camera, I can't see it in the world. Here, I had a little tack there that I had to step back over, so it looks like it's a massive blemish on the camera, but looking down the weld, you can barely see it. So you can see the blowout, you can see, or I stepped back for the tack there, but really we've got some really wonderful welds on this airbox as well. So this Evo 7 airbox fits the Evo 8 and 9 as well. Call it an airbox, but it's just a heat shield. It has a lid that goes on it as well. Really happy with those welds. Did a great job welding tonight. We're at the hour 45 mark. I think we've welded 3 products. That's a bloody great night as far as work goes as well. But there's our R33 catch can. That's what we were here for tonight, ultimately. So new stream setup seems to be pretty good. I just bought this generic screen pack, and just to sort of make it a bit nicer. And if you like the stream or subscribe or do anything like that, a big graphic and stuff will pop up as well. So that's super cool and super fun. So moving forward, the stream is getting a little bit closer to where I always wanted it to be from the start. And I think it works pretty well. So welding tonight, super happy with that. I think everything went bloody beautifully. I wish I could just weld all night at that rate, but I know the quality will start to drop off if I keep welding, so we'll leave it there. I definitely want to take some really nice photos of these welds to put up on my socials. But anyway, that's not really important. Let's jump over here. No, I'll stay. What is going on in that? What am I even looking at? How can I? What is going on right here? I don't. Oh, I know what's going on there. Hang on a second. There we go. That's what it's supposed to be. I was not supposed to have that screen up on here. We'll keep looking at this catch can though, because it's bloody awesome. Chris, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and checking all those streams for me. It means the world to me. I really appreciate it. And Daniel, so good to see you back for a second stream and jumping in the chat. That's really, really cool. I really appreciate it. Everybody who came along tonight, we are here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. We're streaming on multi-platforms tonight. Whoever's here now and whoever popped in tonight, thank you so much for spending that time with me. I really appreciate that you take a little bit of time out of your day and pop in and see what I've got going on. It's really, really awesome. Anyone who sees the VOD, so the VOD will go up on YouTube, which you can find at somewhere in here, somewhere in a description. There'll be a link to my link tree, and you'll be able to find a link to my YouTube if you're watching somewhere else. So the VOD will go up there, and you'll be able to watch this whole stream again. It will get taken down off of Facebook, and I'm not sure what Twitch's situation is, but we'll figure that out as we go on. We're still learning, and it's just super cool that I'm in a position now to be able to do all this. So that's bloody great. So everyone who watches the VOD, thank you so much for checking this out in your own time. That's bloody great. I'd appreciate it if you hit the like. If you're not a subscriber and you like what I've got going on here, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. I'd love your thoughts and ideas of things you'd like to see me do better, or change in the stream. I'm definitely open to constructive criticism. And I will be back tomorrow. We might be assembling some finished catch cans tomorrow. I have 30 catch cans coming back from powder coat, so depending on if I get them finished before the stream starts, whether we're welding or if we're going to be assembling catch cans, it might be a little bit of a different run. I don't know. We'll see what happens tomorrow. That's it. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.